Welcome, and thank you for joining us for the first edition of Coach's Corner. My name is George Webb. I'm an assistant coach here with the Dover-Sherburne Raiders football team, also a graduate of Dover-Sherburne, class of 1987, so happy to be a part of the program. I'm here today with Steve Ryan. Steve is the head coach of the Dover-Sherburne football team. Steve, thank you for taking the time to talk to us today. The team's had a lot of success over the last 6 years since you've been head coach. 5 out of the last 6 years have been winning seasons, and we're just coming off the third winning season in a row. So I thought you might have some thoughts about why the program's been successful and the work that you've done over the last few years.
Well, I'd say the success comes from the kids. The kids work really hard. You know, I know the football program at Dover-Sherburne, you know, it's not what the school is really known for, but these kids work as hard as any team, you know, in the state. And, you know, we've put it together, and I think people are really starting to take notice of us now.
So, Steve, on the back of the success that the team's had over the last few years, they moved us up from Division VI to Division V football. So any thoughts you have on the schedule this year and any keys to success?
We're going to approach it like we approach every year. We're going to just take the next opponent and put everything we have towards those guys. You know, we don't try to look down the road. We try to just, you know, plan for our very next opponent, and all we can do is prepare for what's thrown in front of us.
So we're going a game at a time, but if you stand back and look at the 10-game schedule, is there anybody stands out that looks particularly strong this year that we should keep an eye on?
Right. You know, it's really hard for me in my philosophy to look forward a few games, but the teams we know are good. You know, they're going to be Nortons, the Bellinghams, the Medway, and we always look at Medfield. You know, they're a couple divisions up on us in a big town and a great rival. So those are the teams you know, we expect to really you know, have to put up a fight with.
Medfield's always the big one for our Thanksgiving Day game. Steve, the quarterback play has been really good for Dover-Sherburne over the last several years. Last year we had Grady Russo. He's moved on. This year we have Danny Sullivan. I thought maybe you could talk a little bit about Danny and the work that he's done, and then the quarterback development program in general.
Right. You know, we've had, I think it's 4 all-star quarterbacks in a row. So we've been very lucky there. We've had some very good athletes play there, some really smart kids. This year has been kind of a pivot for us because last year with Grady Russo, he was a mobile quarterback and you know, big, strong, tough kid. This year with Danny, he's more cerebral, but a very good passer, you know, so accurate, and just brings a lot of stuff to the table. Can definitely call his own plays at the line and check out of a play if the defense isn't working for it. So, you know, we love having a good athlete there, but most of all, it comes to being, you know, a smart kid.
So good quarterback play. We expect that to continue with Danny's already off to a good start. We'll pivot. We had a big opening game against Weston, big win of 42-7. So congratulations on that. The guys are excited about it. So I don't know if you had any thoughts about the game, what you liked, and areas where you thought we might be able to improve.
Well, you know what? Coming into that game, I really liked our energy. You know, it's such an important part for football to just get that momentum going. The defense was outstanding. They gave us the ball, I think, 4 times inside the opponent's 30-yard line. So we're going to try and build with that. You know, where we can improve is just maintaining that intensity. You know, sometimes after a big win, there's a letdown, and we just don't want to let that happen. You know, each week we'll put in a couple of wrinkles. We look at the other team. We're trying to prepare for those guys, and we just need the players to buy in every week, and this is a group that definitely does.
Before we go on to next week's opponent, we talk a little bit about Johnny Bennett. Had a big week, one of the co-captains of the team, 3 touchdowns, a fumble recovery. I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about Johnny and the start he's had to the season.
Yeah, Johnny's an easy one to talk about. You know that. He's first of all, he's an outstanding kid, but just a superb athlete. You know, one of the best I've coached here in all my time here. You know, the 3 touchdowns, the fumble recovery, those are great things, but he made unbelievable blocks, and those are the things that don't make it into the stat book, you know. So he's a full, complete player. he does everything for the team. He's a leader. He's got great stuff ahead of him. This week we know teams are going to start keying on him, and that's going to be where the rest of the team really has to step up, because I guarantee you people are going to start putting 2 guys on Johnny everywhere he goes. We'll have to get him in the ball when we can, but if we don't, other guys have to step up.
And we have some pretty good depth at the other skill positions too. So if they key in on Johnny, we're still going to have some other challenges that opponents are going to have to deal with. Also, for Johnny Bennett, he's up for Metro West Daily News Offensive Player of the Week. So for those that are subscribing to the Metro West Daily News, we ask you to go to the website and please give our guy Johnny Bennett a vote for this week's Offensive Player of the Week. Steve, I'd like to pivot now to our next game we have coming up with Nipmuc. You scouted them, and what should we be looking for? Any thoughts on their team?
Nipmuc's a bunch of tough kids. Our game plan is to come out there, and we know they're going to, hit us hard, etc. We want to come out and be ready to punch right back, and never flinch to whatever comes at us. We know something, isn't going to go right, but we want to be ready and just get right after the next play. So, that's really our philosophy every single time. But Nipmuc specifically, what do they bring to the table? It would be their toughness. Blue-collar kids who just traditionally will hit you.
Steve, thanks for taking the time to talk to us today. Any final thoughts that you have for the viewers as we get ready for our second game of the season?
No, thank you everybody for your support. Come out and see it. It's going to be a great, exciting team. It's a team that can score and a team that hits very hard. So it's a great brand of football. I think you'd enjoy it. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. That was Steve Ryan, head coach of the Dover-Sherburne Raiders football team. We encourage everybody to come on out this Friday night, 7 o'clock, Friday night under the lights here at Dover-Sherburne High School. We're looking at a potential start of 2-0. The guys are excited. The coaches are excited. We got a tough opponent, and we encourage you all to come out and support your local team. So thank you for joining us, and go Blue. Hi, my name is George Webb, president of the Dover-Sherburne Gridiron Club that supports the Dover-Sherburne Raiders football team. We'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsor, Conrad's Restaurants. Conrad's is sponsoring the Coach's Corner on a weekly basis. It has 4 locations in Norwood, Walpole, Foxborough, and Sudbury. We'd like to thank you again for sponsoring Raider football. And to our viewers out there, please stop by and frequent Conrad's at your nearest location. Hi, my name is George Webb, and I'm here with Henry Murphy, one of the co-captains of the Dover-Sherburne Raiders football team. Murph, we had a pretty good opening game against Westwood, and you're a senior this year, one of the 4 co-captains of the team. Any thoughts on the game?
It was just good to get back out there. I think we had a lot of fun. Obviously, Weston not as strong as they have been in recent years. We were able to, run the ball on them and do a lot of things. So, and then defensive-wise, we were really strong in the run game, and we were just able to stop them. I think the game for the older kids, the game is becoming slower, and we can see what's going on. So for me, it was a lot of fun.
And so your primary role in the team, what position do you primarily play?
I play a middle linebacker.
And we talked about it. A lot of times the pros in the NFL say the game slows down the longer they play. And we were talking about that in practice about 3 weeks ago. Yeah. So that's really starting to make a difference, particularly in the position you have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. It's kind of cool because you can see the gaps opening up, and you can kind of make quicker decisions, which is really helpful.
So pivoting, we got our first home opener against Nipmuc Friday, which is tomorrow night, 7 o'clock on the field over here. Any thoughts on how the practice has gone this week with the team?
It was an interesting week. I think a lot of kids were excited with the dub against Weston, so they may have let their guard down a little bit. But I think today was a strong practice, and we were just going to build off of it. We have a ton of confidence, so that's always helpful. But every game we go into, we are expecting a fight. So it'll be fun, but it'll be gritty. They beat us by a ton our freshman year, and then they went on to win the state championship. So Nipmuc is a good team, and I think it'll be. We're expecting a hard-fought win.
Good, tough task, good, tough team. We're going to be playing this week, and we're looking to go 2-0. Yeah. Thanks for joining us, Murph.
Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome. Hi, my name is George Webb, and I'm president of the Gridiron Club for the Dover-Sherburne Football Raiders varsity football program. We'd like to thank all of you for the sponsorship and donations to the endowment. the program sponsors and picks up a lot of the budget items that the Dover-Sherburne school system is not able to provide for our football team. We pick up additional coaching, training, and team events for the athletes so that they can continue to have all the resources they need to have a successful and winning football program. Again, we've had winning seasons, 5 out of the last 6 seasons. A good part of that has been contributed to and supported by the community and the endowment that supports the program. If you'd like to continue to contribute to the endowment, we'd encourage you to go to the DoverSherburneGridiron.com. There's a link there, and we welcome your contribution. It's a 501c3 organization, not-for-profit, supporting the team. We also benefit from gate receipts. So coming out and supporting your team on Friday nights when we have home games is really important to help support the endowment, but it's even more important to support the athletes. The kids work very hard, and again, they're coming up on the potential for a 4th winning season in a row. So we've been in town for a long time, and it's been a while since we've had a team that's been this successful. So again, thank you for your support, and please continue to support the Dover-Sherburne Gridiron Club. Hi, I'm George Webb here, and I'm here with Johnny Bennett. Johnny's one of the 4 senior co-captains of the Dover-Sherburne football team. Thanks for joining us, John.
Thanks for having me.
So you had a pretty big week in the away opener against Weston.
Yeah, it was a good game. We came out, beat them pretty good in the first half. Everyone jumped on them quick. We had a lot of energy. We were up 35-0 at halftime, so just a great team win.
Pretty good play across the board on the offense. You had 3 touchdowns and 1 fumble recovery.
Yeah.
I think you ran 2 of them in and caught 1. Is that right?
Yeah. So I caught 1 from Daniel. He threw 3 touchdowns and then ran 2 on our quick pitch left play. So it was good. Any
thoughts about the win? Where can we improve as we get ready for Nipmuc?
I think we just got to bring the same energy. We can definitely be more technically sound and always work on your fundamentals and everything, because Nipmuc's going to be a harder matchup, and they're always physical. Like Henry said, freshman year they beat us pretty good, so I think we just got to play hard again and should go our way, I hope.
Good. Toughest question I saved for last. What's it like to have your dad on the sidelines coaching?
It's fun. It's normal for me. He's coached me most of my life. He was my youth coach all those years, and not my freshman or sophomore year, but then he came on the staff last year, so it's pretty normal for me, I guess, and he always has some helpful tips during the games.
Good. Well, for you and the team, great way to start the year with a 42-7 win against Weston. You're also up for Metro West Daily News Offensive Player of the Week. So for those of you that are subscribers to Metro West Daily News, we encourage you to go to the website and vote for our guy, Johnny Bennett, for Offensive Player of the Week. Thanks for taking the time to join us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Hi, my name is George Webb, president of the Dover-Sherburne Gridiron Club that supports the Dover-Sherburne Raiders football team. We'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsor, Conrad's Restaurants. Conrad's is sponsoring the Coach's Corner on a weekly basis. It has 4 locations in Norwood, Walpole, Foxborough, and Sudbury. We'd like to thank you again for sponsoring Raider football. And to our viewers out there, please stop by and frequent Conrad's at your nearest location. Hi, my name is George Webb, and I'm here with the 4 co-captains of the Dover-Sherburne Raiders football team. We'd like to take a minute to introduce each of the co-captains to you, and we'll do a weekly vignette where we get a post-game recap and then a little look ahead to the team that's coming up next. I have Henry Murphy with us over here.
Hi, I'm Henry Murphy, senior middle linebacker.
Derek Daly.
Derek Daly, senior defensive end and center.
Johnny Bennett, senior receiver and safety.
Ryan Kane, senior offensive tackle and defensive tackle.
Guys, we had a pretty good opener against Weston, again 42-7. Really good play on offense. Defense also played really tight. Brian, from the lineman's perspective, and Derek, any thoughts on how it went in the trenches? And after we talk about Weston, maybe a little bit look ahead toward Nipmuc, which might be even a bit more of a challenge.
Yeah, I thought the offensive line had a great game. We have Coach Locchiato returning this year for the 2nd year, and he's been a really great addition to the team. Our strength last game was definitely our pass protection. We really held a good pocket there. And defensively, we also held them on the line of scrimmage really well and made some nice tackles in the backfield.
So line play is really important, and you guys have done a terrific job so far. Derek, you bring great energy to the practices and leadership to the team. Maybe you can talk a little bit from your perspective how things went.
Yeah, last game,
My mentality was just to go 100% every play and to motivate all those, freshmen and first-year football players to just, get in that football mentality and, forget about any mistakes and just, next play up and, try your hardest and, don't lay off the gas at all. And I think everyone's getting motivated.
X's and O's are one thing, but the intensity to come in and play and get the team ready to play is really important. Murph, any thoughts?
I completely agree. One of the things he said was, always next play, and I think that's a huge thing. That we understand that there's gonna be mistakes made, but it's always the next play. You got to focus on the next play every time. So that's a huge part of our mentality and how we play.
Good. And Johnny, any thoughts on upcoming game?
Yeah, just really excited. First home game. I think the crowd's going to be crazy. People have been talking about it at school all week, so just really excited.
So we've been around for a long time. This is probably one of the most exciting Dover teams we've had in a long time. Good leadership on the team, good coaching on the field. We're 1-0, looking to go 2-0 on Friday night. We'd encourage everybody in town, if you can make it, come on out here, 7 o'clock, Dover Sherburne High School. Nothing better than football Friday night under the lights. Thanks, guys, for joining us, and good luck tomorrow night, all right?
Go Raiders.
Go Raiders.
Beat Nipmuc.
Hi, my name is George Webb, and I'm president of the Gridiron Club for the Dover Sherburne Football Raiders varsity football program. We'd like to thank all of you for the sponsorship and donations to the endowment. The program sponsors and picks up a lot of the budget items that the Dover Sherburne school system is not able to provide for our football team. We pick up additional coaching, training, and team events for the athletes so that they can continue to have all the resources they need to have a successful and winning football program. Again, we've had winning seasons, 5 out of the last 6 seasons. A good part of that has been contributed to and supported by the community and the endowment that supports the program. If you'd like to continue to contribute to the endowment, we'd encourage you to go to the DoverSherburneGridiron.com. There's a link there, and we welcome your contribution. It's a 501c3 organization, not-for-profit, supporting the team. We also benefit from gate receipts. So coming out and supporting your team on Friday nights when we have home games is really important to help support the endowment, but it's even more important to support the athletes. The kids work very hard, and again, they're coming up on the potential for a 4th winning season in a row. So we've been in town for a long time, and it's been a while since we've had a team that's been this successful. So again, thank you for your support, and please continue to support the Dover Sherburne Gridiron Club. All right, here you go. Thanks for joining us. My name is George Webb. I'm here with Coach Eric Luciato. Eric's been with us a couple of years now, and I thought maybe you could just tell us a little bit about your background and what positions you're coaching.
Yeah, certainly. So my background, I've coached about 8 or 9 years varsity football. I spent the last 2 years over here at DS. Before that, I was over at Newton North and also Watertown for 1 year before that. So I coached the scout teams over Newton North, also ran offensive line as well. So I got an opportunity to come over to DS where I was working, and I've ran with the opportunity. It's been awesome so far.
Any thoughts about the team? You've been this is the 2nd full season with them. Can you talk a little bit about the line? We're smaller schools, so how are we training the offensive linemen in particular to be competitive?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest thing about O-line at DS is that we got kids that work very hard. So when it comes to our fundamentals, I think we really put that as a premium. So we're out here working hard on a lot of our fundamentals, what we have to do. I think just like you said, sometimes we go play some of these other schools that have bigger numbers than us. Sometimes we give up the strength game, or the size and strength game, that is. So a lot of times our technique has to be pristine, has to be precise out there. And I really think that's one of our things as a staple as a group, that we have a great motor and we work hard as a group.
So Eric, we had a nice opener against Weston, 42-7. Anything you saw on the line that you thought we could do better and improve upon, or anything you liked, and any takeaways as we prepare for Nipmuc tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway watching Nipmuc on film is that, from what it looks like to me, we can identify some of their techniques on the line a little bit more than we could the other last 2 teams we played with, Weston and Blue Hills. Weston and Blue Hills were definitely a little bit more blitz heavy at times, so they definitely gave us some abstract schemes that are tough to kind of identify and read out there as a squad. So one thing I've seen against Nipmuc, they are a little bit more stout than some of those fronts that we've seen the last couple of weeks. They got a little bit more size, a little bit more strength, and they move a little bit better. But I think they're a little bit easier to identify in terms of their scheme. So we'll see how that goes. Obviously, you never know. Maybe they'll throw a curveball at us tomorrow night, but I think our guys are ready for it.
Eric, thanks for taking the time to talk to us today. We'll talk to you every week after, I think on Wednesdays we're set to talk, to recap the prior week and then look ahead for the next team up. Thank you for joining us.
Everyone throw up the dub.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get that dub tomorrow versus Nipmuc.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, football on top.